Hey, thanks so much for stopping in. Chef Billy Parisi here, and I'm going to show you how to get your day started off right with these amazing loaded up Bison breakfast burritos. We're first going to start off with a couple sweet potatoes that we want to peel in large dice, put them on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper, and then generously drizzle on some olive oil, season them up with salt and pepper. And then what you want to do is use a rubber spatula or spoon to mix everything up and then flatten everything out so that it roasts evenly. Going in the oven at 400 degrees is going to take about 20 minutes. And now for the bison. You have some options from Force of Nature, either ground bison or ground bison sausage. You can use either, both would be delicious, and you can find either of them in the Heinen's meat department. I'm going with ground bison. Now in a large nonstick frying pan, I'm going to add in a little bit of olive oil. Once it begins to lightly smoke, I'm going to next add in the ground bison. Now using the spoon, what I want to do is break them up into smaller bite-sized pieces while getting that nice brown sear on them. And after about a couple minutes, what I want to do now is season it. And I'm going to be using Heinen's Adobo Seasoning Blend. It's got some fantastic spices and flavors in there, and it's really going to make my burrito that much more delicious. Add it in there and then mix it together using that spoon until the seasonings are mixed in and the bison is cooked through. Then just remove the bison from the pan and set it to the side. And now for the eggs, I'm going to whisk everything together and then add it right back to that pan where I set the bison aside. And over medium heat, I'm going to use a rubber spatula to move the eggs around. I want large scrambled egg curds here. So pushing it back and forth, you'll start to see how big they are. This is absolutely perfect. And similar to the bison, in order to flavor this up, I don't want to use just salt and pepper. I'm going to go back to that adobo seasoning and sprinkle some of it on there. It is really so tasty. Then using that same spatula, mix it together until it's combined. Then at this stage, it's burrito time. So let's briefly set aside the eggs. I'm going to break out a large burrito that's just been briefly heated in the microwave. And then I'm going to start by adding on a handful of the sweet potatoes, some of the cooked bison, next the scrambled eggs. Be sure to get all that goodness in the burrito shell. Then I'm going to add on a big heaping spoonful of Heinen's guacamole, followed up with a little bit of sour cream for some good fat. Then some Heinen's salsa. This stuff is so good. Maybe just add another tablespoon on there. I really like it. Then Heinen's has a great Mexican 4-cheese blend, which I'm going to sprinkle on there. And now it's time to roll it up. And since I got my burrito making gloves on, we're going to fold the outsides to the middle and then starting from the bottom, roll it up. Be careful to keep all the ingredients in there. And then what I like to do is make sure that it is seam side down. The heat in there will kind of bind it together. Be sure to push the outsides in if they're sticking out. And then all I do is slice it in half and serve it up with a little fresh cilantro. This is the perfect breakfast.